Hey y'all, so I just quit my job at this memory care place I was working at because it didn't turn out as I thought it would. The people up there are extremely rude. They have this med tech that acts like everybody's drill sergeant when she's not. Um, People bringing their kids up there like a freaking daycare, and letting the residents play with them. Like that's a big no-no. Um, they had two people on the floor per shift with one med tech. Not very professional at all. Not very professional at all. So I had to quit that job because I found out a lot of information that did not sit well with me, and I also found out that they have a history of not being able to keep people for the reasons what I just said, which I believe, which I truly believe, and that's how you know. That's how I know. You know what? This is not for me. This is not for me. So I had to get out of there too. So I took my stuff up there, um, for the stuff they needed back. And they didn't even try to convince me to stay or anything. They just said, "Oh, is this all the stuff?" And just took it and said, "Oh, thank you." Like, seriously, that's all you have to say to me? Like, I worked my ass off at that job. And y'all can't give me at least no recognition for me leaving. See, that shows that a company like that, they don't care, and that they're heartless and selfish as fuck. I don't care. This is how I feel. And I'm telling y'all this so y'all know that there's still places like this that exist that have nasty people like this. So at this place, there's these two caregivers who are watchdogs to this manager there. These two caregivers, they're Becky's, and this manager, she's a Felicia. So they have a habit of getting people fired and snitching on every little thing they do. Every little thing they do. They literally watch how people work, and if they don't like how people work, they go back and go tell this Felicia manager so she can get them written up or fired. But you know what? And one day I was working, and this Felicia manager and these two Beckys were working, and I just felt the energy. I just felt the energy. Well, I take that back. One of the Beckys were working, and I just felt the energy. It didn't feel right. It felt like there were eyes on the back of my head watching me or something like that. So that's how I knew that that's what was going on. Okay, y'all, let's talk about this med tech and these caregivers. So one day I needed help with the resident because she was very withdrawn. She's talking about, "I'm dead and gone, I'm dead and gone." I'm just like, "No, love, you're not." So I go to ask this med tech, I say, "Hey, I need your help." She's like, "Well, why you need help?" I'm just like, "Well, because she's very withdrawn and that we need help." So she gets into the room, she sits her fat self down in this chair in there, gets on her phone, and she starts talking to the resident like this. "You need to let them help you. You have to get up. Let them change you." Just like that to the resident. And there was another time where I was trying to put this other resident to bed, but she was like, "I don't want to be in here by myself or anything." Now, she couldn't say it, but I could tell that's what she was feeling because she was resisting when I was trying to get her to her room and to bed. And I told this other caregiver, and she's like, "Well, I don't have time for this. She has to go to bed. I don't have time for this at all." Both of them caregivers are complete witches, y'all. Complete witches. And forget all of them. Forget all of them. Now, there are a few of those people who I work with who were a delight to work with. But most of them, F them. F them for real. And y'all, yes, I wanted to talk about this because there's people who really work at these places who act like that. And yes, I could have said something to the bosses and everything, but they're crooked too. Their butts are crooked too. They're no better than the caregivers in these med techs working up there. They're just like them. And not to mention this med tech who I talked about earlier in this video, she has been caught, stealing stuff out of the refrigerator stuff. Like, she's been caught doing all kinds of bad, nasty things, and they still got her fat stuff up there. Like, really, y'all? Really? Yes, I'm exposing this place all the way to the 100, all the way to the T, because y'all need to know. I'm angry, and I'm airing this out. Oh, y'all, I'm not done yet. I can't believe that they really allow these ghetto people to work at places like this. Oh, not to mention, this place I worked at, it was mostly us. Mostly us, if y'all know what I mean. Just, and they hire anybody too. They would hire anybody. Not even no background checks, no drug tests, no nothing. They could hire anybody, even a serial killer. That's how random they are when they hire people. They don't take nothing into consideration. And then the 10 p.m. shift, as I was leaving, they didn't even look like caregivers. Some of them looked like they were coming from clubs and parties and stuff, or from school. I saw this one girl dressed up in green outfit. Then there's this other girl in a hoodie and stuff, not even looking professional. Not professional at all. Then they rude and have these nasty attitudes. I'm just like, what is wrong with y'all people? How can y'all hire people to take care of people's grandparents and stuff, dressing like that and acting like that with an attitude like that? No. See, this is why I always say, when my parents get old, I don't want them in a nursing home for these exact reasons. I'm not gonna put up with somebody talking to my parents any kind of way, or being rude, or talking to them nasty or anything. I'm not gonna put up with that. I'm not.